That's a good point, and it kind of highlights also the aspect of sort of the DIY type investor who might like to just go into index funds and hold them for a long time. And it's fine if you want to hold it for a very long time and not, get sort of spooked by movement of the market
or pay attention to it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But what happens a lot of times is that people go into an index, particularly now when the S&P and the NASDAQ are almost the same holdings, at least in the top 10. Mm-hmm. And so they're very heavily weighted toward AI, very heavily weighted toward tech. You've got your Apples, your Metas, your, all this kind of stuff, Googles. And so they tend to have much more volatile swings than they historically have had maybe. And so it becomes harder just from a psychological standpoint to just hold, because what a lot of people want to do is just sell it and I'll buy back in later, or I'm doing my $100 a month or $200 a month, or how I'm maxing out my Roth $500 a month, and the market takes a dive. I don't really want to do that. Let's pause for a little bit and let's start later. That's why we always really encourage people not to think of it that way.
Yes. If we go back to, now I understand if you have a short, this is why you have to talk with us or your trusted financial advisor or wealth manager. If your time frame is short, you got to be careful in the market. Your emotions are going to drive you crazy. If you have a long time frame, you can ignore a lot of the noise and really stay the course. If we go back to before COVID, really before the pandemic was declared, let's go back to February of 2020. NASDAQ was at 9,500. It was at all-time highs. Okay. Now, a lot of people during COVID, NASDAQ went down 30%, maybe 40, down to 6,800, low of 6,600. I'll just wait. I'll just buy back in. Well, if you just go simply to August, NASDAQ 11,000, you would have doubled your money.
Yeah.
From March, and then you would have made an additional 25% from the previous all-time high. Well, maybe I'll wait for another buying opportunity. So the market's nice and hot. November 2021, NASDAQ 16,000. Now, maybe I feel comfortable about it. What happens next? We go down. October 2022, NASDAQ 10,000. Maybe I'll buy in later and wait for a better opportunity. Now we're sitting at NASDAQ almost 20,000. So yeah, we can have an entire show dedicated to, 3 reasons why that happens, is going to continue to happen over and over and over again. And you can't have a recency bias in the market.